here to talk to you this week about the exact strategy that I use to get my clients results. Like, I am not kidding. I am going to lay out the line, lay down the law, and tell you the strategy that I use. Okay, with some caveats, because coaching has caveats. Whenever I start working with my clients, the first thing that we have to do is we have to identify where they're at. Have you tracked macros before? Are you currently tracking them? Have you never had tracked them before? Wherever you kind of start on that is going to put you in like a different category of where we're gonna start and where we're gonna go, right? Same thing with working out. Have you worked out? Do you work out? Have you never worked out before? Where are we going to go with that? Okay. We're also going to talk about like what your current life situation looks like. Are you in an incredibly stressful time in your life? If so, we need to decide on which direction we're going to go there. And last but not least, we also need to talk about your history. How long have you been restricting yourself and dieting and yo-yo dieting and all the things? Or how long have you just like not really cared about your diet? You're not really sure, like you haven't even started, right? Like all of these things are going to create a picture of where our starting point is and then where we're going to go from there. Okay. So I'll give you a general consensus of where most of my clients are. Most of my clients come to me and they've done some sort of tracking their food before, but they not really super great at it or haven't done it super consistently in the past. Most of my clients have gone on some sort of diet or weight loss plan, but typically by the time they come to me, we haven't necessarily been there either, right? So in the first 2 weeks that you're going to spend with me, you are going to track your food, and I'm just going to get a true picture of what it is that you're currently eating. I need to understand, are we eating too little? Are we eating too much? What types of foods are we eating? What is the biofeedback that we're getting each week? Things like that. Inside of those 2 weeks, though, I'm not just going to let you to your own devices. I'm going to make sure that you have a foundation of habits, right? So we're going to kind of start out figuring out, if you have some sort of fitness tracker before, where our starting point is with that. And we're going to increase your overall activity. And at minimum, I want us to be at like 6,000 steps, right? Like that's where I want everyone to be their starting point. So if we're not quite at 6,000, that's going to be our first benchmark that we need to hit. From there, we're going to go to 8, 10, 12, wherever we need to go in order to get you the results that you need, depending on where your life is. Now, from there, a lot of the times I see my clients eating in a pretty big surplus. So I need to get us down into maintenance. So we're going to spend a few weeks kind of bringing those calories down gradually until we get to maintenance. Once we get to maintenance calories, we're going to see how the body responds for a few weeks. So maintenance calories means that you are eating enough calories to maintain your current body weight. Now, I know you're sitting there being like, but I want to lose weight. Why would I want to maintain my current body weight? Well, a lot of the times when we're eating in a big surplus, just by getting to maintenance and just by reducing calories a little bit, we can actually see a lot of weight loss and a lot of body composition changes, so body fat loss and muscle gain, because, we're not just eating more and more and gaining weight, we're still seeing a lot of weight loss. And then so from there, we want the body to regulate at that maintenance calorie level, and we want it to be really comfortable there. And the reason for that is because if we continue to drop, that body's going to be like, fight or flight mode. No way. I'm going to start storing all the food, right? My job is to survive. It's not to get a 6-pack. So I need to make sure I'm keeping everything that I need to survive. So we want to make sure that we get to maintenance, we establish a baseline, and from there, we can kind of iron out any potential digestion issues that we have, things like that. Once our body is responding really well to maintenance and our biofeedback is good, digestion is in a better place, from there, we can start cutting calories, okay? And we can actually start, cutting calories and seeing more and more weight loss. And where we go to from there is depending on where we are in the journey. I want to see at least 4 to 6 weeks where my clients will dive all in head first. Like, hey, I'm going to hit my calories. Even if I go out to dinner, even if I go to a friend's house, whatever it is, I'm going to track and I'm going to make sure that I'm getting as close to my macros as humanly possible. inside of those 4 to 6 weeks. After that 4 to 6 weeks, we should be at a pretty good spot and pretty close to any goal weight or goal physique that we have. Once we kind of exit that phase, we'll see where we need to go. Is it that we still have room for improvement and we still want to cut down some weight a little bit more? From there, we'll decide whether we're just going to increase in cardio or decrease in calories, just kind of depending on like life structure at that point. Or are we like, hey, let's find our new level of maintenance at this new body weight. So then that way we can level that out and get to a place where we don't necessarily need a coach and we can just keep moving forward. Okay. So that is literally, when it comes to calories, that is literally the exact strategy that I use. And during that time, depending on the person and their lifestyle, we have to make sure that our activity levels are matching it. I really generally like to do at least 3 45-minute session workouts, weight training workouts per week. I find that is the most successful for most of my clients and building muscle in addition to losing body fat, right? Because that is definitely something that's incredibly important and going to help how you feel overall. And throughout this entire journey, we're looking for 85% compliance. If you are 85% compliant with all of the things each day, each week, we are going to see results. The key here is that the picture that I'm painting, it's there, right? And a lot of coaches are probably doing very similar things. The key though is truly understanding you, where you're at, and helping coach you through this whole process. Because I could hand you this plan and be like, go do it. But let's be honest. You can find this information on the internet, right? And you can find a plan, but you haven't done it up until now. And there's a reason for that. It's because the mindset or that accountability or the lack of community or whatever it is that's holding you back, or just your ability to do it anyway, or figure out how to start or where to incorporate it into your life. There is something that's holding you back. And if you are somebody that is constantly given some sort of plan, finding some plan online, going on ChatGPT, whatever it is, and you can't stay consistent, then likely you are somebody that needs a coach and somebody to help guide you through this process. Because when it's Sunday night at 9:30 p.m. and you're like, I just got off of work. I worked 7 days a week this week. I'm exhausted. I cannot do this workout. I'm also just not feeling well. I'm run down, but I feel like I have to hit my goals. You need someone that's going to help you, not just tell you yes or no, but someone that's going to help you figure out how to identify for yourself in the future whether you should or shouldn't do that work. And that's exactly what a good coach should do and what I do with my clients. And that is a true story, my friend. It is time that you stop giving up on yourself and you invest in the help that you need to get you where you want to go. And if you want 15 minutes on my calendar, I got you. Shoot me a DM and let's get it going. Hopefully this gives you an idea or a structure of something that you can implement for yourself. And that is all for this week. And I'll talk to you next week.